What is going on, everybody? It's the IT guy here again with another video for you. Today we're looking at Filebase, and Filebase is a blockchain-based storage solution that works on the Saya network. And now, what is the Saya network? Let's first of all go into that a little bit. Let me go over to the website here. So let me scroll up again. Let me go to the homepage here. So Saya is a decentralized storage solution. So a decentralized storage solution is basically storage on the blockchain. And if we scroll down a little bit, we'll see that it has about 2 petabytes of storage capacity already within its network. It has about 332 storage providers, and it has already about 669 terabytes stored on the network as we speak right now. So it is completely private, so there's a lot of encryption going on, but there is even more encryption going on when you look at it a little bit deeper. So we're gonna look at that within a minute, but just to make sure that you understand is that there is a lot of encryption going on, but there's even more security measures being taken when it comes to the entire network. So it's also a very affordable solution. So when we look at something like Amazon S3, it's about $23 per month for 1 terabyte storage, and with Saya that only costs about $1 to $2 per month. So it's also highly redundant, so it distributes and stores redundant file segments on nodes across the globe. We're going to get into that in a second. Plus it's open source, and when we actually click on technology over here, we'll see why that is. So pretty much how Saya network works actually is when you upload a Word document, that Word document is split up into 30 little pieces, or segments as they call it over here, to 30 little segments. And then those 30 segments are being spread across the whole Saya network, which makes it, first of all, it makes it highly redundant, and second of all, it makes it highly secure, because the only way to get your data is to get all of the 30 pieces, and you can only get those 30 pieces by having your key. So the hacker, so when you look at security, hackers either need to have your security key, or they need to hack within the network. But to get your files, they need to hack all 30 nodes, and the 30 nodes are spread across the globe. So it's pretty hard to hack exactly 30 nodes and have that security key in place. So that's the reason why I really like this technology. It's a pretty secure technology, and also when you look at redundancy, the files are always spread across the entire globe, and that makes it so that whenever one of the nodes fails, there's always that segment that failed. So the segment that's on that node is already copied to another node somewhere else, and probably like hundreds of other nodes already. So it's a highly redundant network, and that's what I like about the Saya technology. And also, as you can see, each file segment is encrypted. So even if you get one file segment, even if you would only have like one piece of it, you'll still need to decrypt that with the security key that you get from Saya, from the Saya network. It also works with smart contracts, of course, and this is actually where the Saya network is at its best, actually. So renters and hosts pay with Saya coin. Saya coin is a cryptocurrency, like you would have Bitcoin or Ethereum, something like that. And what actually happens is that you provide a certain amount of storage on your computer. Let's just say you have a hard drive of about 1 terabyte and you actually don't use that, or maybe you have 1 terabyte drive, but you only use about 200 gigs of that. Maybe you can say like, oh, let me give like 500 gigabytes to the network of Saya coin, and that pays you a couple of dollars per month. Well, actually, it's not gonna be dollars. It's probably gonna be a few cents, but some people actually make a lot of money off of this, and you know, that's the reason why I like Saya coin, because it's a decentralized network, and other people actually get to benefit of my purchase of data, besides the big companies like Amazon, which I don't have anything against, by the way, but I like the fact that it's so cheap because other people can sell their data to me. It's like going on eBay and having secondhand storage. That's the way I look at it. It's a it's a cool way of giving and receiving within a decentralized network. So besides that, let me go over to the pricing again. So the pricing is reflected. So the fact that the network is so cheap is reflected upon the pricing within Filebase. So as we saw, it's about $1 to $2 for 1 terabyte. So they ask for $5. So it's a big difference. So they do get they do take a profit off of it, of course, which is normal. But they do provide this layer towards the S3 protocol. So Filebase is actually a company that has this layer that connects the SIA network to the S3 protocol, and the S3 protocol is what we know of Amazon S3. So Amazon S3 is a well-known storage solution from Amazon Web Services, and it's Filebase who provides that connection. So of course they need to make a profit somewhere, and they do that by just providing that solution to have an S3 connection to the SIA network, which is amazing because that's not something that is by default baked into the SIA network. You need to, that's also the beauty about open source, that SIA network has this open source technology, and Filebase has taken advantage of that open source technology and has created something to make sure that we can connect to the SIA network using S3 buckets. And that's what I actually created over here. So when we look at my buckets, so I have 2 buckets. I have a Synology Backup and I have a Nextcloud bucket. So the Synology Backup is the one I use right now. Nextcloud, I've been thinking about creating a Nextcloud instance on SIA network, but I haven't really gotten towards to that because the region is only right now, they only provide service in the US. And if I want to provide if I want to have a cloud solution, I would rather have something in Europe over here that is closer to me than having it in the US, because the latency is going to be pretty bad, I think. But just for having the backup, just for having my Synology Backup, it's perfect actually. So right over here, when we log into my Synology over here, let me quickly log in. When we go over to my Synology, my RAID config has been degraded. I have to fix that. When we go over to my Synology and we click on Hyper Backup, this is actually the thing I use. So what happens is my PC backs up the files to this Synology NAS, and then the Synology NAS backs its data. So the backup that I sent to my Synology then sends that off to the SIA network, and it works perfectly. So I haven't had any issues. So when we look at the logs over here, there haven't been any issues as of late. So that's a good use case for me, for example. But if you live in the United States and you wanna try this, please do so and let me know what are your findings with performance. So what are you experiencing? Is the performance good, or do you think that they need to work on that a little bit? Because for me, I don't really see any performance issues, because it's just a backup and it happens in the background, and I don't really care how fast that happens, because it's just personal data. I'm not working with a big company's data, which, by the way, I wouldn't trust big companies' data on that network, because first of all, even though they say it's very secure, it's still a very immature technology, and I'm sure that there are still a lot of bugs in the technology, which is not only going to affect the security but also going to affect the stability. So for example, you might just get a lot of file corruption because maybe something just went wrong in the distribution of the files. Maybe some of the nodes failed, and maybe the replication within the network is still pretty buggy. Although SiaCoin states that this is already a very mature technology, blockchain is still a very immature technology, and it still needs to evolve, and Sia will evolve with blockchain. But for me, it's just I'm a techie, I'm a geek. I love to play with technology, and I just love to have this sort of backup solution. You know, that's the reason why I did this in the first place. So yeah, this is actually the only reason why I did this. Actually, I could have just gone with OneDrive, but this was for me like, it's, first of all, it's a lot more private than OneDrive, because OneDrive is a shared storage solution. You just use shared storage on the Microsoft network, and the same thing goes with Amazon S3, but Amazon S3 is, you know, a little bit more expensive when you look at it. But yeah, this is perfect for me, for my situation. I just use it to back up my files, and it does it perfectly. And up until now, I want to say that Filebase, you're doing a very good job. And if you want to check out their website, guys, you're going to go over to filebase.com, and you're just going to, you can try the free tier. First of all, you can try to have a free tier. It's going to cost you nothing. It's going to be 5 gigabytes of free storage. It's always handy to have about 5 gigabytes of free storage. But if you want to get a little bit more storage, you want to get a terabyte of storage, it's only $5 per month. And you know, if you want to play around with it a little bit, I would highly suggest you do so. Plus, it gives you a little bit of a peek into the world of blockchain, and there's already like real applications that do run on blockchain like Filebase, and I think that's an amazing thing to see, that there are other solutions other than going with these big companies like Amazon and Microsoft and Google. You also get this opportunity to use other people's data, where you give a sort of a give and take marketplace, where you can give your data and somebody buys it off of you, just like you would do in eBay. So I'm going to leave it at that, guys. I think I covered Filebase more than enough. If you want to know more about Filebase, go to their website, try it out. I highly recommend you do so. And if you're in the United States, maybe try something a little bit more tricky. Maybe you can try something like a Nextcloud instance that connects to Filebase. That way you're one of the first people who would have your own cloud solution running on the blockchain. That would be amazing, right? So I'm gonna leave it at that, guys. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, guys, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below. And if you want to see more of my videos, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.